Okay, first time back in a minute now. Goodness me. It is, I guess, what we would consider the 29th day of Practical Approach to Tony Chopper. Again, I kind of forestalled myself a little bit after that second day of makeup. Um, I wanted to, do I really want it on this side? Do I want it over here, perhaps? Turn it down a little bit more. Yeah, I think that's better. Um, yeah, for some reason, I don't know, my momentum kind of ceased a little bit in a way, and I don't like that it happened but it did. I need to jump over here real quickly, figure out if everything is on the up and up. Yeah, yeah, it did. Okay, so that's working. That's a nice change from last time. Let me go throw this away. Let's throw this away. And so this kind of gives a fun little indication about what we're going to be doing on this day here. So the second day of makeup, all of it went up. Well, I edited it, everything went up, and yeah, it was pretty accepted for the most part. People still have a tentative view on it, and I can't begrudge them for that. It is a very strange concept, this concept. And to get people behind me with it, it's going to take a little bit more, of course. And I hope that with this third day, I'm going to be able to achieve that little bit more. I'm trying to figure out what color I want to use to mold this out. So it is the 10th. Goodness me, the 10th of November right now. And it's so funny that it's the 10th of November because I was so adamant on having everything done on the 30th of October. And the 30th of October rolled around, and I didn't do anything, and it rolled past, and I didn't do anything. And so here we are now. A whole 10 days, well, 11 days, I guess, past that point that I initially wanted to. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that, Connor. I appreciate that. So today I'm going to try to elevate the face makeup for the third day, because I still want to do a third day of a makeup test, but there's only so much that I could do with the simple makeup that I was doing. So my hope, my plan, my want right now is we're going to take our foam head here, and I'm going to try to mold out some. I'm going to try to mold out some latex prosthetic. I've never done latex prosthetic before, but you know, with all of this project, I've never done many a part of it. So we're going to give it the old college try and see where it lands us in the long run. I'm not going to go crazy. What I'm really going to try to do is just cover the nose and the cheek part right here so that we get a more animal looking nose and area in this. I don't know if that's really going to cancel anything out to a broad extent. I don't know if that's really going to fix the issue of the makeup being so jarring, but at least it is a first step. So it might just be me sitting here kind of slowly molding clay onto this foam face here. So it's not going to be too intriguing, but I might draw a little bit about kind of how things have been going with the reception of the puppet on the other platforms, how the reception was, what else I'm going to be trying to do now to elevate this procedure, this part of the project. Because not only am I going to try to do this prosthetic bit here, I am also, well, I now have the possession of a cheapo green screen suit. Break this in half. Don't really need the whole thing right away. And so hopefully with this green screen suit, we can make the editing bits necessary to, again, make it ever so better. Here we go small first, and then we go large. So the real extras that are going into this third day that I hope to do in the next few days, bearing that all of this goes well, is going to be the prosthetic. It's going to be the green screen suit. But then it comes the ability to then edit it. It comes the ability to then apply it. So there's definitely some more hurdles that need to be taken. But I can at least be pretty happy in the fact that I do think I achieved a pretty well and good start, at least. Or at least I feel like the concept, though it might not be completely proven at this point. It's going to be a pain to get it stuck on, isn't it? It's not going to want to stick, is it? Well, maybe if I just kind of smoosh it in. I think the concept has kind of at least shown itself, and I think some cats really did, enjoy what I was picking up and putting down. So that's good. That was at least part of the point of the project. That for sure. But now, of course, I feel like I need to do more. I feel like I need to elevate what I have already done with more. And so here we sit, here we stand once again. And it's what we've already done. It's what we've already kind of been through. I am kind of disappointed that it took me so long to get back in here. I did want to go. I wanted to do more on that 30th of October, and that never really came to fruition. But we'll see what we can't achieve now, right? We'll see what we can't achieve now. And who knows, man? Maybe this is too much for me. Maybe this part really isn't something that I needed to attempt. Maybe the prosthetics is something I really should just leave to a professional, but if I can take it one more step further with the prosthetics, if I can take it one more step further with the green screen suit and truly digitizing out the body, maybe that will hone in the idea just ever more so. I don't know. That's what we're trying to figure out here now. Smoosh this on. And who knows? This might not work. This part might not. This might not work. But then again, all of these parts have almost not worked. So we try, we fail. We try, we fail. Better, worse still to be. Better, worse still. But the general reaction, I at least feel like I've been getting on the. Unfortunately, I feel like I kind of. I didn't forget. I didn't mean to forget, but I kind of did forget. I guess I should say better. Is I forgot to keep consistently uploading the second day of makeup on the YouTube here. And I should not have forgotten that, because this was, of course, where everything kind of began and started. This is where all of the process is, and the fact that I kind of stopped doing it's not really great. I really probably should have been more focused in producing stuff for YouTube. So YouTube, I get a few comments every once in a while on the shorts that did get posted, but I should be posting more on here. The places where things really did kind of take off was on TikTok and on Instagram. And right now, Instagram is definitely where a predominance of the attention to the project is. And I don't know if that's just because of how the algorithm on Instagram Reels work. I really couldn't put a finger on it if I really tried, to be honest with you. I just know that for some reason on there, it's doing pretty damn good. Or at least it feels like it's doing pretty damn good, I should probably say. Again, the reaction is kind of very much split between people that kind of really get where the idea is trying to head, and then you have those that can't see past the real glaring issue, the real glaring and jarring fact that I am a person wearing a half puppet. And I can even be a little bit, I guess, what's the good word to use? I can understand. I can absolutely understand. It is jarring. There's no getting around it. And me trying to justify it by just saying, oh, it's a concept, only goes so far. Because, yeah, it's more than jarring. It is a dude wearing a half puppet. Can't get past that. No getting past that for sure. But the general consensus is that some people like it, some people hate it, but understand it. Some people truly just hate it. And then some people meme on it. Yeah. You can only do so much for some. You can only do so much for some. But again, hopefully, this new bit is going to kind of add to it, make better it. We're gonna find out, right? We're gonna find out. It should also be noted that finally the SAG AFTRA. I don't know if I say that correctly. The strike is finally broken, so that means that things can start happening with the One Piece production, which means that we will start finally seeing casting stuff being had. And so it will be interesting, man. It will be interesting to see if the production starts to show their hand in how they'll actually do Chopper, if they're going to keep it pretty close to the vest on how he's going to be done, or if it's one of those things that they're going to absolutely not reveal until the very, very, very last second. I could see that being the case for sure. I could definitely see that being the case. Because, it is I don't know if I want to say it's a character of controversy, but it's definitely something that people are very, very, very much interested in. And so, especially with the kind of volatility that I've gotten from some with the approach that I've taken, I can't imagine the volatility that they are ready to brace against with the potential of the actual production being revealed. It's very interesting, to say the least, that's for sure. It's very interesting, to say the least, for sure. What shape is it? So it's definitely more of a triangle going this way instead. Tip of the nose. I probably should have figured out where I wanted things to end on this face before I started, shouldn't I? Like I need a different tool, but I think this knitting needle should be okay for now, I guess. I don't want that much clay on. Unless my hammer thus. It's the anvil, would you require of us? It's the anvil, and they did once decree that they would meet together in the way that I decreed, and it's meant to once again together as I prepare the cast for impact like a sailor on the mast, and it's passion strong. What's fighting on me? I know what hammer is, I know the thing to wield. to the door of the hammer and his wife, and it's blacksmith singing the hammer man. I did decide. His fist and a wall at his side, and it's iron, passion strong. Which starts calling, promising you go. Take her and will take your very soul, and it's passion strong. I am the blacksmith singing hammer and the anvil's song. I feel like I could go a little bit closer into the nose with that. Where'd my stick go? There it is. A little bit play to pull stuff off with. You need clay to remove clay. How funny. I think it's working. Of course, we'll never know until we actually put it on the actual face, but I need more on the other side. I need more on the other side. I'm kind of using, as a reference, I'm using this prosthetic off of North Fur FX as kind of my guide, if you will. I don't know how much of a guide it actually is because I'm kind of going really off my own beaten trail with it at the moment, but it's showing the possible potential that could be had with it. And at least it's putting me in an area of where I kind of know what I'm looking at, kind of. Just dollop that right there. Yeah, right there. And we'll work this piece in. I'm gonna start pushing it out and then up. This is definitely a very hit or miss kind of thing for me right now. I've made stuff before, but I've never done a prosthetic like this before. I'm trying to think back to some of the techniques back in college makeup, but all we really ever did was scars and whatnot. Ever something to this extent. But hey, why not give it the old wang dang, right? Shout bangarang and hope we get it somewhere close. And like, I'm liking parts of it for sure, but then I don't want to go back and touch anything that I like for fear that I might ruin that one part there. But you gotta kind of have to go back every once in a while here and try to like move and blend some aspects into themselves. I can kind of blend it back down into the other part of the nose, I guess. I don't want to get it too close to the eyes because I can already tell this is going to kind of obscure the vision a little bit, but that doesn't really matter in the long run. Like, we don't need to particularly see past a point. I still would like a little bit of vision, though. Kind of want to add a little bit. Do I want to add more to that lip, or do I want to remove more off of that lip? I don't know. I'm so bad at symmetry. I swear I cannot get stuff symmetrical to save my life right now. The hat is a very good testament of that. The that is a very good testament of that. Oh, and I also need to get this as thin as I possibly can on certain areas so that when because the main idea here is that I am creating a base in which the liquid latex that I have can lay itself down upon. It's not terrible. It's looking pretty good right there. Dusty. Who should I I apologize for the terrible singing. That's my only spirit. It's not bad, actually. That's not bad, actually. Like, of course, it looks super weird. Man, it's coming out awesome. Excited to see how it looks when the prosthetics are on. Thank you, man. I appreciate you saying that. I really do. I can't wait to see it as well. Hopefully, it makes it a little less uncanny than it kind of is at the moment. But we'll only know when we get to that point. Do I need to add? What do I want to add more? Do do do. Oh, I should do that other nostril. Let's get that other nostril added on before I forget. Before I forget this, I was a leader before I could stand. hopefully that'll be enough space in the nose that I can actually get some airflow going in there, because if I clog up the nostril too much, or if I don't have access to the nostril, then goodness me, I'm not going to be able to breathe for what? Well, I'll be able to breathe, obviously. I'll have my own mouth, but that will also lead to the potential of creating too much of a nasally effect. I definitely don't want that. I did too much on this other side. Again, symmetry is not my strong suit. It's definitely not my strong suit at all. Where are you? I apologize for eating. I just realized that since I took a bite of my banana, because I didn't want there to be food munching sounds, I didn't turn on the microphone. Huh, damn. I can't think I said anything of real grand note, to be honest. Maybe the only thing I said of note was probably that I have found a lot of nifty artists while taking part on Instagram recently. That's probably the only thing. Is that gonna work? I think it should. Why not, right? Why not? Okay, what do I want to do right now? God, how silly of me. I do that so often, too. Trying to pick up all of the clay bits that fell. Does that have a piece of hair in it? I think this does, but I think it's okay. There's always one more thing, man. There's always one more thing. I really need to find a way to get past that part of myself that always has one more thing that I see. You know, it's so funny, and I feel like I've poked upon the idea on how strange it is to seek perfection, even though humans, as we are imperfect beings. But one would think that with the creation of AI, we would have a solution to create the perfect. And yet, it is obvious with AI, if you've ever seen any of the monstrosities sometimes come out of it, that AI itself is not even perfect. In fact, it's, I would say, less perfect than what we as humans can produce. Because AI is not only filling in the blanks in the strange way that it does, but AI is merely guessing at the possibility of something instead of actually, figuring it out in a realistic sense. I don't know, just a silly thought I guess I just had. It looks off kilter, doesn't it? For some reason it looks off kilter. I gotta stop trying to make it perfect because it ain't going to be perfect. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna run inside real quickly. I want to get my dad's opinion on how it looks, and then we'll jump back out, and I will figure out the next step that I will be taking. So I'm gonna. Oh, AI will never know what makes art perfect, especially because then we don't understand ourselves. We're just trying to react. That's very, very well said. Very well said. We are just trying to reach what each one thinks is perfect. I think that is a perfect way to explain what I was trying to mumble out. Okay, I'll be right back. I hate to leave just uh, a blank slate here, so let me write something down real quickly. Where did my pen go? There it is, of course. Of course, of course. Be right in case anyone stumbles in while I'm away. Ow, my kneecap. Good luck. Well, thank you. Okay, I'm back. I am back. I am back, and I'm going to close the door so I can retain a little bit of heat in here. Lovely. Okay. I need to figure out what I can put the liquid latex in so that I can start stippling it on. Actually, I just realized I probably need to go get a stipple sponge. Goodness me. I come back in and now I'm heading right back out. Darn it, I apologize. What can we use? What can we use? A good lid would probably be the best solution here. Do I have a good lid? Is this lid too... I don't want to blow into the microphone. Hold on one second. Okay, I am back. I have gotten my sponges. Here is our liquid latex. You know, I probably should test that a little bit on myself, shouldn't I? It's always a really important part of makeup, is that you probably should test some of the makeup on your skin. But I've never had a bad reaction to liquid latex before, but who's to say I might not have developed a an issue? And we can bring you just a slight bit closer here. Okay, let's see here. Just checking to make sure there isn't any egregious areas, and there are. There definitely are. We're just gonna have to get over it. We're just gonna have to get over it. My dad did suggest a little bit more depth in the nasal area. And I can't see that being a bad suggestion here. Oh, never mind. We have crossed over to the other side. That's okay. That's okay. Gotta go up a little bit more into it. Yeah, yeah, that's good. I like that. I'm happy with that. Okay, let's flip them around like that. Goodness me, I haven't used this stuff in so darn long. Let's hope. Let's hope it is good stuff. Gross. Gloopy. Gloopy for sure. This is going to be kind of a slow process, this, I'm pretty sure. With the, oh, it smells terrible. It is, it is not a fine smelling product, that is for sure. Oh, goodness me. That is foul. Probably should have put less on there, honestly. So the main concept that I'm trying to do now with the application of the latex is we want to get as much of the main part as we can and then not worry as much on the oh, on the edges just yet. The edges can come later because we want those to remain as thin as possible. So we start with the main part, and then from the main part, we will do a few coats, making sure that I get into every possible area, hopefully. So we want the edge. The edge needs to remain as thin as we can possibly get it. Let's see if I can't get some just stuck up in the nose there. The edge needs to be as thin as we possibly can, because that is where, obviously, the connection to the face is going to be. And if it is too bulky, then that's where you can start getting some issues. Get some under the lip there. Could possibly turn on the fan. Maybe that would aid in the drying process. Again, I have not done liquid latex in a long, long time, so I don't know. I'm kind of, again, flying at the seat of my pants here. Frequent flyer of the seat of my pants airline. And then hopefully, if this works out the way that I'm hoping it to, and we get our prosthetic to be on there and then to peel off in the way that we want it to, we then can take some cotton and fill up the area that there might be gap in. Hopefully. That's the thought. This stuff is so foul. If there was ever a time to use the phrase acrid in scent, it is now. It has an acrid scent to it for sure. I probably could take a little bit, put it on the skin here in different kinds of layers in hopes to figure out how long it takes for it to dry. I can already feel it tightening, so. And then it was only on the skin for about 5 seconds. Not even 5. Tells you a lot about the thin layer dryability. Oh yeah, goodness me. Maybe this dries a lot quicker than I gave it credit for. If it pools like it is in the nose right now, not so much, but around our edges, perhaps. I just got to make sure that everything is in some ways connected. We don't want to have that one part of the model that didn't get addressed and then is left unmolded. Well, that does dry pretty quickly. Goodness me. So a thin layer dries pretty fast. It's good to know. Means that we can keep adding these layers at a pretty predominant speed, and hopefully we can see the results in a quicker fashion. But also, I poured a lot out on my palette there. I don't know if yeah, you can kind of see where I poured it. So hopefully that's not going to start skimming on itself. Last thing I would want is a latex, ravey, pudding skin kind of effect. I'm also worried that if I stop applying, it's going to get too tacky. And then I won't be able to add more because then it will be trying to pull itself off. I don't know. Again, I don't know. So on my arm here, I guess save for the hair, I can already feel, yeah, that's good. Ow. Yeah, the hair's an issue on that, but so that was definitely our most soppy area for sure. That still looks a little bit wet, but everywhere else did a pretty damn good job at drying quickly. So maybe I'll give it one more second. And that was only a thin layer too, so this was a thicker area. Oh, goodness me. What happens if I try to pull off the wet area? Does the wet area remain? Oh, that pulled off as well. Oh, no, that's pulling off too. Very interesting. Trial and error, folks. Trial and error. Figuring it out as I go along. Definitely, if it's pooled, then it's not drying as quickly. But with that thin layer that I have on there right now, I can already see it. Like you can see the whiteness in it. And then underneath the lip, it's already starting to change color back. Oh, it shouldn't touch it. Don't touch it. So then we'll add cotton to reinforce it because there is going to be quite a big gap in there. And I can always cut down any excess bits that aren't needed, of course. And hopefully, if I do this right, it will peel off and it will leave the clay on the form. Hopefully, I don't know. It could stick on the clay and we could have ourselves a real issue here. We'll get to that impasse when we get to that impasse, right? Now we're just layering right now. Layer by little layer. Layer by little layer. I don't know how many layers I'm going to do. I don't know what a good base layer is going to be. I also haven't been counting either, so that doesn't help. That doesn't help at all, does it? We give it a second now. Give it a second, then goes right back onto it. Goodness me, James, come on. Don't contradict yourself anytime you do something. A bit of cat hair in there, of course. Can't do anything in my life without a little bit of cat hair getting onto it. Oh wow, the sponge does actually kind of absorb the latex. I didn't think about that. I didn't even think about that. It's me. Just like elementary school and peeling glue off. Definitely a lot better than the episode when I had the wood glue all stuck to my skin after doing the paper mache for the antlers, but I still think the paper mache antlers came out real well. Oh, goodness me. I'm glad I tested it on the skin, but goodness, goodness gracious me. It is adhering in a very profound way. I did not think it was that expanding. Ow. Oh, goodness. Damn, man. I think I should probably try to wash this off instead of peeling it off of this. Oh, does a fantastic ripping flesh effect, doesn't it? Ew. You can't even see it, can you? Funny. Very funny. Okay. Ow. Goodness me. I'm going to turn off the mic for a second so I can take a bite of some stuff. Am I back? Oh, okay, I'm back on. Good, 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 good. Good, 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 good. That was a damn good orange half. That was a damn good orange half. Oh, I didn't want to shut down Pandora. That was a sweet sounding song, too. Drat, I say. Drat. Oh, yes. I love it when the internet goes down. I'm probably going to lose connection on the stream here as well. It's so weird trying to navigate some of the comments on here because I'm trying to figure out when people said something, but it turns out they are saying it to someone else. I don't know. It is so hard. It is hard sometimes to tell. Some people's reaction to this thing is so hilarious. It's damn near impossible to find anything in this comment section. It's damn near impossible. Produced. Appreciate. I can't spell, damn it. Go rid. I can't spell. I can't spell to save my life. How go. Damn it. I knew it was going to happen eventually. I've been commenting too much today. Whatever. Hell. Oh, I'm starting to see it. I think I'm going to let it go all the way clear before I add one more layer on. Oh, definitely don't want fuzz getting all up in it though. Definitely don't want fuzz getting all up in it. Kill that, kill that. That's just reloading itself. Okay, okay. Oh. Only has a strange adhesion to styrofoam, this liquid latex. But again, I think I added enough clay goop around the major areas, and then with the areas around the eyes, I guess I'll just be super duper careful. Or we'll just do an extended layer so that when I peel it off, anything that is unnecessarily there. Anything unnecessarily there, we can just kind of undo if we need to. If we need to. Okay. I'm going to eat some more donuts. Hold on for a second. I wonder if it would be a good idea, as I'm looking at it right now, to start adding cotton at this point as a layer of the reinforcement. I could see that being a good idea, but could also see that kind of destroying or adding an unnecessary layer of what's it called? An unnecessary layer of texture on there when I don't really need it. I don't know. I don't know. I think I should just keep going in the way that I'm going right now. We're doing pretty good on the drying process. Everything is almost gone completely not white yet. Obviously, when I kind of do that in that angle there, it looks more shiny white, but I'm disappointed, man. Now I can't comment on stuff today because I've done too many comments already. Drat, I say, drat. So strange how this stuff dries. Really is. Oh, goodness me, I'm in such a predicament here. I've kind of worked myself into this strange position and I can't really move myself from right now. So I got my box with my latex stuff here. The computer is sitting right here, and then right in front of me is where the camera is. I guess I could and kick my legs out this way for now. The only issue is just our head is a certain weight at the moment. And if I let it go, it falls down. And as soon as it falls down, well, disaster ensues. And so after this, if this works out in the way that I hope for, like I said, I'll be adding the cotton in to add strength and layer. I have to make sure that I can get color on it. So that will be kind of a bummer if like we get ourselves a good piece of prosthetic, but then it ends up being in such a way that that said prosthetic is not really what we wanted it to. Well, not that it would leave a different kind of color variation. I don't know how we're going to do that. I'm going to have to do a bit more research, see if I have to go get a separate makeup product. Hopefully, I can still find it because all of the Halloween stuff is now out of stock. So I am seeing a little bit of redness on my skin where some of that stuff got on. And I don't know if that is purely because it kind of ripped off hair or if my skin is really reacting to that latex. Hopefully it's not the latter. That would be bad. I don't have to use it as an adhesive, obviously, but I don't want it still reacting on the skin if the skin reacts to it. This one side here is taking a lot longer than I hoped it would. Again, I want to get a complete layer clear before I restart again. Me oh my. That's a good yawn. That was a damn good yawn. It's so close. I can see it's almost done. It's so close. Feel my. Goodness me. We still got all the green screen stuff that I'm gonna need to. Because I got the green screen suit. I didn't think I was gonna do it, but in the end, I think it might help with this. I think what I'm hoping that this third makeup will do will let me feel satisfied enough with the project in a completed state so that I can carry on doing in my life as I intended to do before this idea struck me. Not that I wouldn't want to continue on with the idea, as in some ways that's part of the idea, but life still has to persist in some fashion or form. And one issue that I kind of face right now is I don't feel like I have completed this task yet. I feel like there is still more to be done. And I'm hoping, like I said, that this will in some ways allow that to be so. But who knows? Who knows? But if I can get myself a few more good vignettes worth of chopper stuff with the addition of a prosthetic, with the addition of the green screen suit, I think I'll be pretty happy. I have to assume that I'm going to be pretty happy with it. But I don't know. I don't know. I might get all of this done. I might do the prosthetic. I might be able to figure out how to do the green screen. And then I'm still going to feel like I either want to do more with the puppet, that I want to do more with attempting to figure out walk points as I did before. I don't know. It seems like almost a never-ending kind of saga with this project. And it has to at some point end. It can't continue on, that's for sure. But I guess we'll face that time when we get to that time, and only then. Any other attempt to face it before is just a flailing attempt to figure out the future when I have not a crystal ball and not in any know how or where that future will behold itself. So we shall continue as we are now. Oh, waiting. Oh, waiting, why have you caused me such ill? It's getting there. It's just that little bit's taking just a little bit longer than I expected it to. The nose, of course, is still pretty saturated. And then the cleft of the lip has a good bit still. But it really is just this nose part here, or this side of the right side of the nose. Side of the right side. Oh. Did I put it anywhere else on me? I am worried, though. I am worried about the reaction that it is on, that's happening on the skin here. But it got on the fingertips, and the fingertips don't seem to be having an issue, so that's at least a good case to hope for. At least that. At least that. And of course, I'll eventually have to break for dinner here, so we're just going to have to stop the process entirely. I might not even get to the end of this part of the task tonight, which I'll be a little bit disappointed in mind, but we can always pick it up again tomorrow. Another day, another part to the whole Toady Chopper project. Who's to know? Who's to know? I sure don't. Wish I had more to say right now. I don't have too much to say that I haven't already said multiple times before. We've already trodden this path. We've already trodden this path so many times. I will say I am disappointed in myself that I didn't meet my initial goal. I already said that, though. What else, though? What else? I've already said that I am pretty excited that I at least got to this point. Like, we got the puppet, we got the costume, we got the basic makeup, and that's surely something. And I think of some of those vignettes, I do like quite a few of them. I'm a little disappointed that I wasn't as consistent with posting here on YouTube. I wasn't consistent with the updates I was doing on the Reddit account, because I still have to I still have to give credit that Reddit was itself the first place where the idea kind of got some pushback and some praise, and that was a very good thing to have, to be for sure. What else am I? I'm happy that I have not completely given up. There was a part of me that, after the 30th did pass and I didn't produce that last little bit that I was hoping to, I did feel as though it was done and then it was time for me to call it. But whether for good or for not, I'm still sticking to it. So I'm happy that I didn't completely throw the towel in. I'm happy that I'm still able to be doing this in the way that I'm doing it. I'm disappointed that, it's not really a disappointment, but it's just, I do have to face the reality of what comes next after the project. And I'm not too excited to start shopping myself around to different places of employment. But the money does come to its end at some point. And though my good fortune still is great and grand with my ability to stay here with my pops, there's still the need to have some sort of function of financial stability, so that if I want to pursue other projects or just enjoyment in the general sense, I have some kind of coin in my pocket to jingle about. I really wanted, oh goodness, I really wanted to try to get myself a position doing props in some kind of theater. But anytime I sit down and begin to write out a resume, there's this unfortunate pushback in my brain because I have not to show for. I have not done any normal prop work for such a long time now that there's nothing I can add to the resume that would be anything of note. Now, that, in the same sentence being said, also can be stated that I have this whole damn puppet as a proof that I am worth at least some of the salt I say I am. I don't know. I always find myself getting into these strange points of, do we call it lamentation? Do we call it just introspection? One of the two. The option could be yours if you choose any. What a yawn. We're almost there. We're almost there. There's a little bit more left to go. We could get ourselves one more good layer on here. Maybe have it dry one more time and then get one more good one before I believe it'd be time to eat. But then again, I might be eating later this evening. I don't know. A lot of my life, I don't know. I feel like that's some sort of indication that I need to take more heed in the knowing of what is, what to come, and more so the preference, no, the adherence in myself to make somewhat of a plan, as I don't do that as often as I most likely should. I just need to become a better planner of my own life entirely. That's the one thing. I was a pretty decent planner when it came to this project, but anything past that seems to have escaped my view and interest, at least for the current moment. Oh, we're so close. We're so close. Okay. I think that's good enough. Let us add the next layer. I have sat here long enough in waiting. I think it is a good time to begin again. There's a bird outside the tool shed right now going so damn hard. I don't know if he just saw something or if he's calling out to a homie, but bro is losing his mind out there. Hmm. I need to use a different sponge. I think that sponge has too much stuff on it right now, and it's starting to cause a strange reaction on the mold itself. Yeah, it looks like it's doing better. That or it could just have too much. Well, it could be pulling against itself now, which would make sense, right? Slowly start to get some of these farther edges now. Yeah, I think this is definitely going to be the last layer I do this evening. This unexplored territory kind of stuff really is screwing with me because I don't know how it's all going to look out in the long run. I really hope someone from the saw your work. I'm a firm believer that this approach being the best one. You know, I have to think that at least someone would have saw. I appreciate the comment. I really hope someone from the One Piece live action team saw your work. I'm a firm believer of this approach being the best one for the best for our best boy. I have to think. I have to hope. I have to want to believe that someone has at least seen one of the videos, a few of the postings that I've made um, on the other social media sites have gotten pretty big. Funny enough, one of the videos that wasn't even in character got a few million views. Well, 2 million views on both Instagram and on TikTok. So one would take the grand assumption and think that at least it trickled down or trickled up, or someone would have seen something. Now, I'm a believer in that this idea has always been kind of what they were going to do in general. What I was really hoping to prove, at least to the fan base as a whole, is that not only was this idea the right way to do it, but that it wasn't something that was wholly out of the reach as people seemed to keep placing it. Because anytime someone made the suggestion that Chopper could be a Muppet or a puppet or some combination of the two, people would lose their minds and say that, oh, it was impossible. Now, I don't know if the actual production will do a actor integrated puppet like I'm doing here. But then again, maybe they don't have to. Maybe they won't have to. Maybe they got some real top tier animatronic joints that will do damn just as good as having an actor integrated puppet. Now, as an actor, the only thing that kind of makes me take a step back and think, well, maybe they will do something of this nature, is that you already had the prosthetics head come out and say that he was excited to work on Chopper's prosthetics. Whether that means they're going to do something in the line of this, whether that means they're doing something in the line of a sweet tooth, of course, we won't know until we get to that point. And until that happens, we can only sit back, relax, and kind of wait. But I really hope they do something real cool for Chopper, man. I really do. I don't want a good character like him to be festooned to the side reel just because of an expense issue. Or, worse said, I don't want other parts of season 2 to suffer if they put too much money into Chopper. And I'm not part of the industry. I know not the cost valuation of stuff like this. So maybe something like this isn't the truly most practical and efficient way to go about doing it. But at least in my mind, at least right now, I feel like it has the potential. I really do. Okay. Probably doesn't need to go that far out. I think I'm just looping it on at this point. I don't think it actually needs this much. Probably should just stop here. Probably best to stop here. Let it set itself. Oh, yes. John has said, have you seen the Avatar trailer? Many of the One Piece live action fans got super excited about the flying pet, Momo, the spider monkey bat, or whatever Aang's pet is. I have not seen the trailer yet. I did see on the live action Reddit that people were basically saying, well, Netflix did this, why can't we do this? Which I got the impression that it was a CGI animal. And yeah, I can't see Chopper being a fully CGI anything and retaining true on-screen effectiveness. Momo doesn't talk. Momo is an actual animal, and you can do some real, like, simple CGI for his emotions, but I don't think you can do the same with Chopper, right? But then again, I don't know. Maybe CGI technology is a lot better than I give it credit for. But yeah, I have seen that as a current, like, oh, they got this. Why can't we expect the same thing? And my only response to that, of course, like, obviously I'm heavily biased because of this project and how I would obviously want to see Chopper done, but we've seen how the production does their prosthetics. Not prosthetics, their practical effects. They could have easily done a stand-in prop green screen something or other for the transponder snails, but they went above and beyond and they did an actual crew transponder snail. And I think it sold in the way that it did. Yeah, I think you're always going, like, it's two sides of the same coin, honestly. Like, you're always going to know that something is CGI unless it is done beyond good. But when it comes to fantastical objects, you're always going to know that it's a fantastical creature, so obviously it's CGI, it can't be real. But the same thing can also be said about practical effects, because practical effects can always have that air of, oh, well, that's not actually the thing. But because it's a true physical item, it feels realer, even though it's obviously not, which it's such a weird kind of predicament. Like, we know that those transponder snails are some kind of animatronic, but because they're physically there, they're actually moving in the scene and they're not CGI animated. It gives you that more visceral feeling, like, oh, that it could be, it could be, instead of, oh, I definitely know that it's not. And I think that's the real issue when people start comparing the Avatar trailer. I really should sit down and watch the Avatar trailer, because I'm excited for that. I'm excited for all of these new potential properties that the live action has kind of given an open road to in some kind of way. Because now we know that there is a possibility. We know that it can be done. The only issue now for these studios, for Netflix, for anyone else that is going to try to attempt to do an actual anime adaptation, is like, you've seen how good it can be done, so now you almost don't have the excuse to screw it up. Oh, me. I hope I didn't go overboard on this last application here. I might have. I definitely might have gone a little bit overboard. I'm going to see if I can't kind of smooth some of these edges out a little bit. But now I'm also playing with fire here. You know what? I can always cut off any edges that are egregious in their over application. I'm going to get a little bit more in this eye area. That's and anytime I try to fix more, it just kind of screws up. What is it that I'm working on at the moment? So For the, I still intend on doing one more makeup trial. I'm gonna actually move the camera up because I'm done doing the prosthetic stuff. Well, so that's what I'm doing actually right now, is that I'm trying to create a beer prosthetic to wear for this next trial in makeup. And I also got a green screen suit. It's in the back over there. And so for this third makeup test, it's going to also hopefully serve as kind of the culmination of everything. And if the prosthetic works, hopefully it makes it a little less uncanny in the face of the puppet, so it isn't just a straight human face. There's a little bit more animal in there than there was in those previous videos. But it could also be just as uncanny. I'm not a makeup guy in any of the respect, so this is just kind of me shooting from the hip once more. But I wanted to do one more makeup attempt, and I think that this and the green screen suit will hopefully add to it. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm working on right now. Actually, at this point, I think I'm going to call it for this day, because I can't add any more without glooping it on, as I kind of already did. I might have already gone too far in the glooping, and it might be too uneven when it comes off, but we'll see tomorrow. So I probably am going to kind of stop it right now. Can I stick this? No, that's not big enough. I need to put this on something so that it doesn't fall over. I'm trying to think about what that is. But I appreciate everyone stopping by, that stopped by the stream today. It's kind of interesting having people actually stop by the stream now that the project is slowly kind of reaching its finality. Because during the whole build process, it was just kind of me talking into the air, but that's okay. I'm happy that cats are kind of finding the project still, and who knows what will occur after this is all done, honestly. I might shift the idea into something else and then still find some kind of way to keep working in the vein of puppetry, whether it be other characters from different other series or different ideas entirely. I know not yet, but right now we're trying to get there. I appreciate you saying that, man. I really do. That is the hope and the prayer. It really is. But if I can just convince people that this is a potential idea, then I feel like I would have done my job. So it's going to fall down again. I guess I'll cut it off in the same way that I've always cut off these final little bits of the day. This was Tony Chopper. Oh, goodness me. This was the practical approach to Tony Chopper. Day 29, finally getting back into the shop. And I can say, once again, in the books. I hope you have yourself a good day. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the time you have to enjoy it. So, peace. Now I got to do a little bit of cleanup, and then I'll shut the stream completely down here.